Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dragon Ball Z Talk. I'm Young Bread,
And I'm JB Mecca.
and today we're going to be talking about the Moro versus Ultra Instinct Goku fight. Before we get into this topic, I'm going to say that we now have a Spotify for our podcast. So if you don't mind to make sure to subscribe, the link will be in the description below. And, you will be able to listen to us
Do
anywhere you
it.
want.
Do
Easier.
it. Do
Do
it
it
now.
now. All right. So getting into this fight, I've seen a lot of outrage in the Dragon Ball Z community about this fight because I guess they expected it to go one way, which I guess would be Goku winning or at least
It's
doing
because it's
better than he did.
Goku. He Ultra
Yeah, I mean,
Instinct. It's not mastered yet, but he should still win, right?
right? I mean, you know, I like Ultra Instinct as a transformation, but it doesn't mean that he's unbeatable. For one example, would be the
Yep.
Jiren fight. You know, even in this form of Ultra Instinct, he was only equal to what Jiren
Because he
was.
hadn't mastered it yet. That's the key thing you got to
Yeah.
understand. He hasn't mastered it before. Now, we don't know if he ever will. He probably will doing it, but as of now, he hadn't mastered it. So the fact that people are trying to assume that he would beat Moro, someone who has been around for thousands and thousands and millions or whatever of how many years, he knows all these techniques. He knows about Ultra Instinct. He knows about all this shit because you see as a lot of older people who have been around longer, they know about all this stuff, about Ultra Instinct and all that. They know it's a thing. Whether they can harness it, that's a different story. But they all know about it. So it's really not
Yeah.
surprising that Moro knows about it. And if he really thought he was going to get beat by it, you would have been able to see it more, you know?
Which which I don't think he was even that worried about
No.
it. You know, I feel like if Moro wanted to, he would have the capability of learning Ultra Instinct. I think he deems it
I
unnecessary.
think it's I think it's mainly the way that his abilities work that he doesn't think that he needs it, if that makes sense. Because his abilities are more
Yeah,
based on like messing with people's chi and messing with like the environment around them. And that's kind of why I was very interested in this arc because that's what got me interested in Super in the first place. Skipping the whole, like the revamp of Battle of the Gods and the resurrection of Frieza and all that. When they got to the universe 7 versus 6, you had a bunch of characters. You had like Hit. His abilities weren't, oh, he was just raw strength. He had a different ability. Now,
yeah,
the time skip thing was a little broken, but it was still a different way of implementing something different. And that's kind of what I liked. And they went back to it with Moro, where they're like, this dude's kind of like a wizard type thing. It's not a full frontal strength thing. It's more of an ability thing that then allows him to be stronger. That's how he gets his strength, not just powering up on brute force alone. He has to use different things to get to where he needs to be. But he's been around for so long that he knows like a crap ton of techniques. So it's not really that surprising that he beat Goku. Like it really isn't. I knew he wouldn't. Wasn't gonna win. I think a lot of people did.
yeah. I mean, you can't expect Goku to win. Here's my thing, and this is what I was really excited about because Goku always gets the glory in the fights, but he's always the last person to show up. But this time, he was the first person to show up to fight Moro, and I knew the second he showed up before Vegeta, he obviously was not going
Mm-hmm.
to win. Vegeta had to come in some big way, which he did, and it might have not worked out for him because Toriyama loves to mess with Vegeta, but he did come in a big way with a big new move. And I just love when Dragon Ball takes new characters like Hit or like Moro and gives them a new ability that we haven't seen before. Like how Moro is like he is like uses magic, hits time skip, the whole universal tournament of power. You get to see all these types of different abilities, And I love it when Dragon Ball does stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what got me
So
interested into it from the beginning was that. I mean, obviously they kind of derailed from it over time, but they've kind of harkened back to it in a way. Because even Vegeta, he's a Super Saiyan god, but that wasn't the thing that he needed to beat Moro. Because there's certain enemies that you can beat with just brute force, but Vegeta had to literally go learn a technique.
on
Yeah,
Yardrat,
something
nonetheless.
different that like, okay, this is how far my strength can take me. I have to do something different beyond my strength. And that's where I have wanted the series to go for so long, because there has to be a limit to where you can just be, you can't, oh, I mastered Ultra Instinct. Well, what's after that? Like Super Ultra Instinct and then Ultra Mega, you know what I mean? So I love the
Yeah, which
abilities.
which can we derail and talk about how strong the Yardrats are?
Oh, they're incredibly strong.
Like they like they have the ability of Ultra Instinct, they have the Force Spirit Fission, they have that healing ability, they have like complete like spiritual focus. They are
Yeah,
ridiculous.
and that it's kind of a good way that like too, they don't seek it out to use for like their own gains, but they have it,
No.
you know?
No, they're like their own like
Yeah.
peaceful planet, but it's no wonder that no one's like invaded
Mm-hmm.
them. I mean, if they did, they would just get destroyed. You'd have like thousands of little guys just like instantly teleporting around you, healing each other.
Yeah, and using all the abilities.
It
And that's the thing that was the coolest part, at least for me when they brought Moro in, was just the mysterious factor of what he knows, like how much of his techniques he knows. And so when it was him versus Goku, and Goku wasn't even mastered Ultra Instinct, it was kind of written on the wall that Goku wasn't going to win. I get people are mad because Goku's supposed to be, the golden boy, but if you never have defeat, there's nothing to aspire to.
yeah,
So,
but like Moro, he's got a wise thing about him, because he has been around for so long. So he's very knowledgeable on all these different techniques and different forms of fighting, which it's not surprising that he knows about all of this stuff and he's able to combat it, because who knows if this is even the first time that he's even fought someone with Ultra
yeah, like we
Instinct.
don't know. And so I think the biggest thing for me is when I think of Ultra Instinct, I've always seen it as something that you don't need to have a transformation to get to. Because you know who has Ultra Instinct, like fully? Whis.
Whis,
Do you see any?
the
Yeah.
Grand
Do you see
Priest.
anything different about them? Do they have an aura around them? No, they don't need that. That's kind of what my
No,
like dream scenario for Mastered Ultra Instinct is that Goku doesn't need to have an aura, kind of like Ultimate Gohan. You don't need the power
but
up
they're
and
like
shit.
yeah, they're like an Ultra Instinct 24/7 though. So like for them, it's just a
Well,
state
that's what
of
I
being,
mean.
kind of like when
Is
Go.
that's kind of like the dream that
Yeah,
I think Mastered Ultra Instinct is gonna be, where you're just in the state and you don't think about
well,
it.
it's kind of like how Goku and Gohan in the Cell Saga came whenever they came out of the hyperbolic time chamber, and they were like, let's stay in the Super Saiyan form until it becomes second nature, where we don't have to use energy to
Yeah,
transform
and
into
Goku
it.
was even having issues when he was training with Mirus, like a little bit before that. So it's like, why would you, why is this surprising that Goku wasn't able to be Moro? He was still having issues with it up to the point where he came to Earth. It's like that's what I don't
Yeah,
understand about
yeah,
it.
I mean, that's how Goku always shows up. He's like, oh, I've got this new technique. It works half the time.
Yeah, but something. I think it was just the way that people were looking at it. If they were upset about it
Yeah, I mean they expected Goku to do better or to
or come
win.
back in and
When
like, no, I'll take my turn back and shit like that.
yeah, but it's not gonna be like that. I think Moro is in a whole different class compared to all the other villains
Yeah,
we've seen.
and I think, I mean, we've
He,
already we've already done a predictions of like what we think is going to happen. So if you want to go watch that chapter 62 predictions, we've got that out. I mean, it's chapter 62, but then we kind of just go into like the full end of the this arc that we think is going to happen, but still. So if you want to know what that is, go over there. But I think the biggest thing to take away from it is that it's just showing that they're they're going more in depth into abilities and less about raw strength. And I've wanted that for so long, and I just hope that they like keep with it and don't just make a cop out way to beat Moro. So that's really what I'm hoping
yeah,
for. I don't care if it's
I
Goku.
really don't want to see. I really don't want to see this arc end in a spirit bomb.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a fusion. But it's just Moro is just so smart. He's got like Kai level wisdom.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. From all the
So
well, again, like you know, like we both said before, just from all the years of just being
yeah,
around and knowing just about like the universe. Like anytime he goes
I
anywhere, he's like, "Well, let's go here. I can sense this here. Let's go here." You know, he just knows.
yeah. So I think he's very magic, ability wise. So I think it's gonna take some magic to
Mm-hmm.
beat him. We don't know what that's gonna be yet, but the point of this video is to say that it's not unexpected for Goku to lose
Or
during
Vegeta
this fight.
either.
Not only
Or
did he
Vegeta either.
master,
Both of them.
yeah, not only did he not master Ultra Instinct, not only did he not show up first, but Moro is just he's in a different class. Every time you see a Dragon Ball villain, it's Cell was like 10 times stronger than Frieza. Boo was like 50 times stronger than Cell. You know, but Moro, he's just
Yeah.
different, and I can't.
It's less about the power level and more about the way that he gets to it in a different path. You know, it's not a straight
Yeah,
line. Moro's path to getting stronger is kind of like a zigzag, while every other villain is just a straight shot. So that's kind of where the difference
yeah,
is. So
exactly.
it's it's different to put it like a description to it, but isn't that kind of what you want though from a mysterious villain? You know, that's what you want, and I think that's why Moro's one of my favorite parts of like the whole Super series so far. Because Super for me has been like up and down a lot, and we could talk about that later.
Yeah,
But
Sam. Yeah,
it's
yeah, we'll cover other arcs at
yeah,
another
but
time.
it's been
But
up and
Moro
down.
for sure. Moro for sure though has been, at least yeah, for me, it's been my favorite arc that I've seen because I think Moro's really cool. I mean, he was introduced really amazing. He has a great character development and a great backstory that he didn't even have to really tell
Mm-hmm.
himself. He's just like a legend. So it's cool. It's good to get these new characters who are known for something. It brings you back to like Frieza. Frieza was known to like rule the galaxies. He was like an emperor. Moro's known for being the planet eater.
Yeah, and we never heard about Frieza before too either. It wasn't like this omen thing that was just there. We were just like we came here.
Yeah,
It's like you step in just to a new world and you're just learning this new threat has been around and you're just like, oh shit, this dude's
yeah.
been here for
Well,
a
well,
while,
well,
you know?
yeah. Well, the galaxy's a
Yeah,
vast
and it's
place. The
and it's
universe.
cool. Well, it's cool too that they tied it to like the Galactic Patrol too. You know, they introduced the little dude, the one that came to Earth when Frieza was around. It's kind of cool that they
Yeah.
tied that
Well,
into it, you know, to make him a part
yeah.
of it as well and make the whole Galactic Patrol like relevant and bring the Z fighters in to help. It was a cool yeah,
Even
even Yamcha,
Yamcha.
and it was a cool way to bring it all together to be like, hey, we have to beat this dude and his group because they broke out and shit's bad, you know?
Yeah. Which I love that for people who don't read the manga, didn't really know who Jocko was whenever he first showed up. Uh, And now that they're getting this whole storyline based on the Galactic Patrol, it's gonna. I really hope it brings more people to the manga side because I think the manga is better than the anime. And don't get me wrong, the anime is phenomenal, but the manga just has more detail. Like most books have more detail than
Well, the
movies.
opportunities too are endless. I mean, obviously, it won't be like, hey, there's another Moro that broke out. It's not going to be like that, but it can be like cool little side stories to develop like other characters. So, like you could have just introduce some new characters that are part of the Galactic Patrol. You know, if
Yeah.
depending on how everything ends, you know, let's say like
Well,
Gohan or Piccolo, whatever, join the patrol. Like,
well, everyone's part of the patrol right now, so I hope that they
yeah, have
all
like a mission and stuff.
stay part of it. Yeah, where they all stay part of it, which could branch off into a whole other
Exactly.
series for Dragon
Exactly.
Ball.
Have different side steps of it. And then you could, if you really wanted to draw it out, everyone has their own side things that leads up to a big, like, crescendo of something in the end.
Yeah, yeah, where like people are like tracking the same guy, but they don't know it until all the Z fighters end up in the same
Mm-hmm.
place,
And
and then
then
he's there.
he brought them together. He's like, I wanted you all here.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
See?
That's got to be a video topic. That has to be a video
Well,
topic for sure.
I think we're getting a
Uh,
little off, so we could probably we'd probably call it
yeah.
here. But
Uh,
Goku versus Moro, it's kind of obvious Moro wasn't
don't.
gonna win.
Yeah. Don't be surprised. Yeah. You mean Goku?
Yeah, Goku. I'll edit that. Fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be surprised because Moro is a beast, and he's gonna do what he does best, which is eat energy and destroy. So, you have anything else to add?
Uh, no.
All right, guys. Well, this has been a great DBZ talk. Make sure to check us out on Spotify and our
Do
other
it.
channels. And do it now. And make sure to subscribe, leave us a thumbs up and a comment, and we will see you guys in the next
Bye bye
video.
now.
Bye.